I am calling you once again, not to condemn you, but to draw you back before you move farther away from the path of peace I have prepared. My child, pause in this moment and listen with your whole heart. For there are certain calls that should not be treated like a passing sound amid the busyness of life. I have come to you with gentleness, reminded you through the smallest stirrings within, and placed before you signs gentle enough not to frighten you, yet clear enough for you to recognize that I am near. Yet many times you have passed them by, telling yourself that you still have time, that another day you will set things right. Another moment you will listen. Another season you will return. My beloved child, I do not say this to make you bow your head in shame, but to help you understand that prolonged delay can cause a heart to grow accustomed to ignoring what is holy. I have looked upon you with mercy in the times you hesitated. I have been patient when you chose what was easier instead of what was right. When you chose noise because it helped you forget the deeper calling. When you chose quicker paths because you were tired of waiting. I know why you did that. I know there were times when you did not intend to move far from me. You were simply too weary to face yourself. I know there were times when you did not want to resist what I taught you. You were only afraid that if you obeyed, you would have to release what you had grown used to holding. I know there were times when you called it rest, but in truth it was avoidance. You called it careful consideration, but in truth it was fear. You called it waiting a little longer, but in truth your heart had heard and was not yet willing to follow. Even so, I did not turn my face away from you. I remained near, still placing my hand upon the door, still waiting for you to turn back. Now, I speak to you with the solemnity of love. There are moments that should no longer be ignored, not because I am impatient, but because I see what you do not see. I see the consequence of a small choice if it keeps being repeated. I see where a connection can pull you away from purity. I see where a habit can rob you of peace. I see where a decision that seems harmless can gradually lead you away from the path I have marked out by grace. You do not need to panic, but you need to be awake. You do not need to condemn yourself, but you need to be honest. You do not need to run away, but you need to stop long enough to ask me, what in me is moving out of rhythm with your calling? Perhaps you have made a mistake, and you know it in your heart. Perhaps you have spoken a word you should not have spoken, opened a door you should not have opened, or entered into a compromise you once promised to avoid. Perhaps you chose temporary comfort instead of lasting peace, reacted from your wound instead of acting from love, remained silent when truth needed to be spoken, or spoke too much when you needed to keep your heart in stillness. I do not name this to weigh you down, but so that you will stop covering it with justifications. A wound is only healed when it is brought into the light. A mistake only loses its power when you stop hiding it. And the path only opens again when you are humble enough to say, I have gone astray, lead me back. My child, the line before you is not a threat, but a turning point. On one side is the choice to continue delaying, to continue letting your heart be pulled by things that do not bring life, to continue convincing yourself that everything is still fine while inside you are already weary. On the other side is the choice to return, to lay down what is wrong, to receive clarity again, and to allow me to realign the things moving around you. I do not want you to fall. I do not want you to learn through tears that could have been avoided. I do not want you to lose your peace simply because you are trying to hold on to something I have repeatedly reminded you to release. There are things that, if you hand them back to me today, I can turn into a lesson, but if you keep clutching them in stubbornness, they may become chains. Listen to me with a tender heart. I can still intervene. I can still redirect the road. I can still stop you from taking a step that would wound you more deeply. I can still soften the consequences, heal what has cracked, and open a way out where you thought you were trapped. But I do not force you to love me. I do not compel you to trust. I do not snatch from your hands what you insist on keeping. I call, I remind, I wait, I open the way, but you must respond with honesty. That response is not a hurried word to prove your faith before others, but a quiet and sincere decision to turn away from what is pulling you far from peace, to step away from what is stealing your clarity, and to return to my presence with humility. Do not think that because you have ignored me many times, I no longer love you. My love is not as fragile as human emotion. I do not withdraw my kindness because you are slow to understand. I do not close the door of grace because you once made mistakes. I do not abandon you because you have had days of weakness. But true love also knows how to warn. True love does not stand still and watch you walk into fire while calling it freedom. True love does not soothe error so that you can feel comfortable while drifting farther away from what is good. Because I love you, I must speak clearly. Because I want to keep you, I must touch the place you have been avoiding. Because I want to restore you, I must help you realize that today's delay can become tomorrow's regret if you do not awaken. Right now, let every noise settle down. Look back at the things you have chosen recently. What has taken away your lightness? What has made you unable to pray with the same sincerity as before? What has made you more easily angry, more easily weary, more easily doubtful? What do you keep hiding because you know that if you bring it into the light, you will have to change? I am not asking to frighten you. I am asking to lead you into freedom. For there are locks that are not on outward doors, but within the avoidance inside you. When you dare to name the thing, the chains begin to loosen. When you dare to give it to me, the road begins to brighten again. My beloved child, if your heart grows heavy as you hear these words, do not run away. That is not a sign that I reject you. It may be a sign that the purest part of you still knows how to respond to my voice. Let that stirring lead you into gentle repentance, not despair. Repentance is not remaining forever in guilt. It is turning your face toward the light. Repentance is not beating yourself with harsh words. It is placing your mistake into my hands so you can be made new. Repentance is not being afraid of me. It is believing that I am good enough to welcome you home and powerful enough to raise you up. Therefore, do not wait until everything breaks apart before you decide to listen. Do not wait until you have completely lost your peace before you recognize the value of obedience. Do not let a loving reminder have to become a painful lesson. Today, you can stop. Today, you can turn back. Today, you can close the wrong door and move toward what is right. Today, you can say no to what has pulled you too far away and say yes to my guidance. No noise is needed. No display is needed. No proof before anyone is needed. All that is needed is a truthful heart, a real decision, a real step back toward me. And I will meet you right where you stand. I do not raise my voice to break you apart. I raise my voice to keep you from being shattered. I do not remind you of your mistake so that you will sink into shame. I remind you so that you may realize that mistake does not have to become your destiny. I do not say listen because I want to rule you through fear. I say it because I am your father. And your father sees the wave before you hear the water. Come close to me. Let me set in order what has become tangled. Let me heal what you have wounded. Let me teach you to walk more slowly, more cleanly, more wisely. The door of grace is still open in this moment, and I am standing there, not with an angry face, but with open arms. Return, for I still love you, still call you, and still want to lead you into the path of life, peace, and restoration. I know you are tired, and I know the burden you are carrying has made your heart feel many times as though it could bear no more. I see the days when you tried to keep walking, though you were falling apart inside. The nights when you lay still, but your mind kept circling around unresolved things. The moments when you told yourself you had to be strong just a little longer, though in truth you deeply needed to be held, lifted, and allowed to rest in my peace. But my beloved child, I never told you to carry all of that alone. I never placed a difficult season upon your shoulders and then stepped away to leave you to find your own way to survive. I never said that you had to manage everything by your own strength, understand everything by yourself, fix every mistake on your own, open every door yourself, and withstand every wind alone. Many times, you have pulled yourself away from my presence, withdrawn into worry, and believed that if you did not control everything, everything would collapse. But even when you created distance, I did not leave you. I still covered you with mercy, still placed my invisible hand around you, and still quietly protected you from things you never even knew about. You cannot see all that I have held back for you. You do not know how many arrows were stopped before they could touch your life. You do not know how many encounters I delayed because they could have drawn you into deeper wounds. You do not know how many doors I closed, not to punish you, but to protect you from entering a place that would make you lose your peace, lose your clarity, and lose yourself in bonds that did not belong to me. There were things you cried over because you did not receive them, but I saw behind them a path filled with thorns. There were things you blamed me for delaying, but I knew that if they had come sooner, they would have broken you in a season when you were not yet steady enough. There were people you grieved over, plans you once clung to, and opportunities you thought were your only hope. But I placed mercy around you by not allowing them to go too far. One day, when you look back with healed eyes, you will understand that not every loss is a disaster. Some losses are rescue covered in tears. But my child, hear me carefully. My protection is not something for you to take lightly while continuing to follow your own way without listening. My love is vast. My mercy is deep. But you must not use that as an excuse to live far from my guidance. There are places of safety that remain secure only while you stay close to me. There are doors that open only when your heart remains obedient. There are blessings that can only be preserved in hands that know surrender. I do not say this to make you tremble. but to awaken you from the carelessness that has quietly entered your life. Because right now, you are drifting away from the path I have shown you. Perhaps you have not gone far enough to notice it immediately. But every small step of delay, every small choice made without seeking me, every time you ignore the reminder within your heart, every time you choose what feels pleasant instead of what is right, all of it is gradually moving you away from the place of peace where I want you to remain. Return to my presence, my beloved child, not by outward form, not merely with a hurried word, not with a passing emotion that fades tomorrow while you live as before. I am calling you to return with your whole heart. Sit with me in truth. Tell me what you have been avoiding. Lay before me the reasons you have used to justify your distance. Let me touch the places you still try to hide, the choices you still do not want to release, and the fears that make you unwilling to obey fully. I am not calling you back to condemn you. I am calling you back to save you from a road whose consequences you cannot fully see. I do not stand before you as an angry judge waiting to punish, but as a merciful father with open arms before you step too close to the edge. I know what waits ahead if you keep following the voice of stubbornness, woundedness, the desire to control, and sweet but empty promises. Because I love you, I cannot remain silent. Reconnect with me. Trust me one more time, even if it makes you uncomfortable. I know obedience sometimes requires you to release what you have grown used to holding. I know trust sometimes requires you to walk before seeing the whole road. I know surrender sometimes touches the hidden pride within you, the need to be right, the need to control, the need to keep what I am telling you to release. But my child, not everything that makes you comfortable brings you life. And not everything that makes you uncomfortable is evil. There are surgeries of grace that hurt at first, but they remove from you what has been poisoning and weakening you in secret. There are corrections that at first make your heart sink, but they reopen the path for peace to return. I do not want you to listen only to soothing words while ignoring the warning. True love does not only comfort you when you cry. True love also pulls you back when you are moving toward danger. Therefore, I speak to you in this hour. Delay no longer. Do not say, "Tomorrow I will change," if today you have already heard my voice. Do not say, "Next week I will return," if your heart is being awakened right now. Do not wait until the consequences become obvious before admitting that I had already warned you with gentleness. There are doors that do not remain open forever. There are opportunities that do not stand still endlessly, waiting for a heart that keeps wavering between obedience and self-will. There are seasons that come only within a certain window of time. And if you keep delaying, you may enter regret instead of preparation. I am not saying that my mercy is limited like human mercy, but I want you to understand that timing has its rhythm. A calling has its season, and response has its hour. The window is narrowing quickly, not because I want to exclude you, but because what I am doing requires you to decide clearly. I do not say this to threaten you. I say it because I love you too much to let you walk blindfolded toward what would break you. I have fought for you in places you could not see. I have stood between you and the things that wanted to crush you. I have disrupted plans formed to pull you away from your purpose. I have placed reminders along your path through people, through uneasiness in your heart, through the times when things did not unfold the way you wanted, so that you would stop and ask, Father, what are you trying to teach me? But your disobedience is causing you to step out of the covering I want to place over you. I still love you, but I will not turn you into a puppet. I still call you, but I will not force you. I still open the way, but I need you to be willing to follow. I still give light, but I need you to stop loving familiar darkness more than the truth that sets you free. My beloved child, I need your yes, not a half-hearted yes that speaks to me while still keeping your own path in reserve in case my word does not please you. Not a yes only when everything is easy, when there is no sacrifice, when no one misunderstands, when you do not have to let go of something you love. I need a true yes, humble and sincere, even if it tremble. I need your surrender, not to make you smaller, but to free you from the burden of trying to be the Lord of your own life. When you surrender, you do not lose freedom. You are released from the chains of self-will, from the exhaustion of trying to control everything, from the fear that if you let go, everything will fall apart. Trust me, what you place in my hands will be far safer than what you try to hold in your weary hands. Right now, turn back. Stop before taking another step down the road that has caused your heart to lose peace. Let me wash away confusion. Correct your direction. Soften your heart, and place pure obedience within you again. You do not need to come to me in perfection. You only need to come in truth. Tell me that you are tired of chasing your own way. Tell me that you need me to lead you again from the beginning. Tell me that you do not want to exchange my presence for anything temporary. And when you return, I will not push you away. I will receive you, lift you, correct you, teach you, and lead you out of danger with a hand that is both strong and gentle. But you must respond in this hour. Not tomorrow, not when everything becomes easier to understand, not when you see more signs. I am calling you right now, and that calling is proof that I still love you, still want you, and still have not released you from my gracious hand. I wove you together with my love, so I know your heart clearly, the fears you hide, the doubts you dare not name, and even the times you turned away because you thought running would make your heart hurt less. My beloved child, nothing within you is unfamiliar to me. I do not only see what you show to others, do not only hear the words you speak when you try to appear strong, do not only observe your outward steps as you continue living, working, and smiling as though everything is fine. I also see the dark places you do not want anyone to enter. I know why you stay silent. I know why you close the door of your heart after disappointments. I know why you once came near to me and then pulled back. Why you once promised to believe, yet when strong winds came, you trembled and searched for a way to protect yourself. You thought I only saw your resistance, but I also saw the wound behind that resistance. You thought I only heard your refusal, but I also heard the weary sigh hidden beneath that refusal. So I do not come to you as a distant one who only condemns, but as the Father who has patiently stood outside the door you locked for too long. I know why you ran. I know there were times when you feared that if you opened your heart, I would ask you to step into something beyond your strength. I know there were times when you feared that if you truly believed and what you hoped for did not happen, you would hurt more than before. I know there are memories that made you cautious, words that once made you question your worth, and seasons of waiting so long that you thought it would be better not to hope anymore. But my child, do not let old pain become the guard standing between you and the healing I am bringing. Do not let what disappointed you in the past steal your ability to recognize my voice in the present. For I not only know the things that frighten you, I also know what I have placed within you. I know the seed that was sown into you before you understood what you were born for. I know the light I hid within you, the strength I placed beneath the layers of weariness, the gentleness I preserved even after the times when you were wounded. You are not a coincidence drifting in the current of life. You were chosen by love, called beloved, and upheld by a purpose greater than what your eyes can see. You are favored not because you are always right, not because you have never stumbled, but because my hand has been placed upon you and my word for you still stands. You are not forgotten. Even though there were seasons when heaven seemed silent, you are not left behind. Even when you watch others move forward and wonder when your turn will come. But hear me with solemnity in your heart. My love does not mean you can forever ignore a sacred moment without consequence. My grace is vast, but grace is not given so you can sleep in delay. My mercy is deep, but mercy is not a license for you to continue standing outside obedience. There are moments when I call very gently, like a breeze passing through a quiet place. There are moments when I call through a prompting in your heart, through a reminder that repeats again and again, through a heaviness that does not leave you. But there are also moments when, if you keep turning away, that call becomes clearer, stronger, more urgent, not because I want to frighten you, but because I do not want you to enter a dangerous place without my covering. There are storms that were not created to destroy you, but if you step out from the place where I protect you, you will face them in unnecessary vulnerability. There are fierce winds I can stop at the door, but if you keep opening paths I have told you to close, you will place yourself where you should not stand. There are relationships, decisions, habits, patterns of thought, and stubborn attachments that have made the fence around you grow loose. I do not say this to shame you. I say it because I love you enough to warn you. I do not want to see you hurt by what I have shown you many times. I do not want you to cry over a door that your own hand kept open after I told you to leave it. I do not want you to learn through pain what you could recognize through obedience. There is a protection that only I can give you. No person, talent, plan, or cleverness of your own can replace the shield I raise around your life. You can prepare many things, try to control every direction, and tell yourself you will handle it if something bad happens. But my child, there are dangers you cannot face in your own strength. There are arrows you cannot see, traps covered in ordinary appearances, delays disguised as safe choices, and temptations dressed as opportunities. Without my light, you can easily call danger peace, call bondage love, and call avoidance wisdom. That is why I am pleading with you, not as one who lacks power, but as a father who does not want you to walk into the night when the lamp has already been placed in my hand. That is why I have come to you once again. That is why this word still finds you. Even though you have ignored previous reminders, you have heard me many times and passed it by. You have felt me drawing you back. Yet you still made excuses. You recognized that something was not right, yet convinced yourself that tomorrow you would change. You said, "It is not time yet." Then later. Then, "I am not ready." But I say to you today, because you are not ready to face the storm alone. You must return to me now all the more. You do not need to return in perfect appearance. You do not need to dry all your tears before coming near. You do not need to fix every mistake before opening the door. You only need to turn back. Only stop running. Only speak to me with all the truth in your heart. "Father, I am tired. Please lead me home." But I also want you to clearly understand who I am. I am the God of new opportunities, but I am not one to be mocked, pushed aside, called upon when you need me, and then forgotten when you feel that you are fine. I am kind, but my kindness is not weakness. I am patient, but my word does not change according to your delay. I am gentle, but my gentleness does not mean I will forever let you play at the edge of a cliff without speaking. When I say a door is closing, do not try to force your way through simply because your heart still lingers there. When I say, "Enough," it is not a word of anger, but a boundary of love. Enough of the days when you wound yourself through hesitation. Enough of the times when you return to what has drained your peace. Enough of the nights when you know you need to come back, yet still choose to remain where you are being pulled away from me. I once whispered to you very gently. Now I speak more clearly so that you cannot pretend you did not hear. Turn back. Return. Open your heart wide and let me enter once more. Do not stand outside the door of grace because you are ashamed of the days that have passed. Do not let pride keep you far from the arms that are waiting. Do not let fear of correction cause you to miss the love that wants to heal you. I do not call you back to crush you, but to rebuild you. I do not expose your condition to humiliate you, but to remove from you what has been quietly destroying you inside. I do not warn you to take away your joy, but to protect the true joy I have prepared for you. You still have time, but that time is not given for continued delay. It is given to you as an open door of mercy. Do not measure my patience by your habit of being late. Do not think that because I have waited for you so long, you can make me wait forever. There are decisive moments, invitations that should not be taken lightly, thresholds that, once closed, may cause you to take a longer road to learn again what I had taught you gently. I do not want you to take another detour. I do not want you to lose more years in resistance. I do not want you to carry on your own the things I have already been ready to lift from your shoulders. Therefore, today, return beneath my covering. Stop negotiating with what you know is pulling you away from me. Stop calling delay preparation when it is actually fear. Stop keeping the door open for what I have repeatedly told you to close. Let me restore order in your heart, in your thoughts, in your home, in your choices, and in the relationships that are shaping your tomorrow. If you come back, I will not turn my face away. If you open your heart, I will enter with light. If you place your hand in mine, I will lead you through what you cannot overcome on your own. My beloved child, hear the word of your Father in this hour. Do not wait until the storm rises to seek shelter. Enter my peace now, while the door is still open, while the call is still sounding, while mercy is still drawing you near. I am waiting for you, but I am not calling you to stand still forever. I am calling you to return, to be protected, to be restored, and to live according to what I placed within you from the beginning.